So I wanted to make a little bit of a section here. That's my new favorite transition, by the way. Thank you, Gummi Chainsaw. Please show Gummi Chainsaw some love. I wanted to make a little bit of a section here where what we are going to experience a little bit of what Joshua Fabia was saying behind the scenes and teaching Diego Sanchez. And I can't even put all of it here because as the story goes along, I don't want to spoil anything. We're going to kind of hear a little bit more as the story goes on, so that we don't spoil too much here. But here is a little bit of what he was hearing from Fabia.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joshua E. Fabia.
And if you were the one that needed to know what I know and what abilities I have, you would give me time and energy, and I would let you feel and know. And that is what this man gave me, hence why I give him back the only true commodities in life, which is time and energy. And this is why you're seeing the reward.
I'm the founder of School of Self, a transformation type of study.
He looks like Pauly Shore playing an annoying hippie.
Yeah, he does. And he does seem like a parody of something, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like
this can't be real. Like it's a skit of some sort.
Yes, exactly. It doesn't feel like it's sincere or genuine.
Almost Tim and Eric.
Yes,
like, yes. That's very accurate. Thank you, CORNdiff.
Wow. Yes. Wow, man, you are hitting that on the head. You are totally correct. And yeah, wow. I got nothing to add to that. That was perfect. Yes, let's hear a little bit more.
What I teach is a method that teaches you how to have an unlimited amount of energy and to understand your body to the level of becoming nobody, K-N-O-W, when you know that you are not your body.
What the fuck?
Okay.
K-N-O-W, body. Did you hear that?
I think he thinks he's super clever.
He thinks, I mean, he seems to think that he is laying down some philosophical gold. And I love that the camera is stuck on this guy's face, not even understanding what the hell he's saying.
Wait,
huh?
What did he say? K-N-O body?
He said O-W. He did.
Okay, all right. He did say the W. Okay.
But he goes, I'm turning your nobody into K-N-O-W body.
Right.
Mind blown. And we always know what can change the mood.
That'll do it.
Giving you the ability to be anybody.
Connect to the universal time zone the world is on.
Connect through a universal time zone. Fuck off.
Listen, nobody wants to do UTC because it just doesn't make that much sense. You know what I'm talking about? It's like the coordinated times, like 1 p.m. everywhere or whatever.
And I loved I got it. Farming.
There you go. That makes it better.
I actually didn't make this video. This is actually someone else who just put together a lot of his most awkward, weird moments, because there's a lot.
Seconds. And start to reflect on why you can't do most of the shit I can do. Maybe then we'll start to be aware that there might be a difference. Maybe I'm doing the right shit.
You exhale and close the eyes.
Everybody thinks this thing is the big important thing. The most important stuff is in the middle. That's why there's no bones around it. Because
he's talking about your brain, and he's saying there's no bones around your brain.
Holy shit.
Does he not have a skull? Is he jelly-headed? Is it just like water holding his brain in place?
He's a jellyhead.
I felt like talking about him and the results of what he did just wasn't enough. We need to hear his words and dig a little bit deeper to get the full impact of what was going on. And also to emphasize that someone was falling for this. That's the craziest part.
you need the energy to move through it. This is the way that all of our ancient ancestors were able to push the boundaries of physical human evolution.
Are we sure if this is Casey Day or not?
And in our Western life of living incorrectly,
I've heard
we are
Hackride likes to do this type of maneuver.
You think Hackride does this shit?
To his couch, yes. What we just were watching, face down on the floor.
Okay, I'm sorry. It took me a second. Okay.
Okay.
I wish he was here in the chat. He'd probably laugh at that too.
All that there is and all that there has been is coming from above and below, and your whole existence is here in the middle.
Now we might understand how I understand a little bit more about it since I've been able to be in my body a little longer than most people.
I was able to be in my body longer than most people.
I'm 948 years old. What, dude, how old is he in this clip?
38.
He's got to be.
We know he's 38
20?
years old.
38, okay.
He's 38 at this point.
Even still, that's like. If that makes any sense. Yeah, that's a low-cow word, too.
It's just amazing. Watch this great sweep, okay? Imagine someone doing this in UFC.
Here's the attack.
I'm in a different
this
world,
guy's
and I
like
do
trying
not
to
endorse
incorporate
killing.
Street Fighter. For sure. He was playing Street Fighter 2. He's like, all right, that's a cool move. I'm going to put that in there.
I wish I could understand and explain what this guy's motivation was. It just doesn't make, none of it fits with anything. Maybe Street Fighter. That would make more sense than him thinking this is legit. I don't get it.
Yeah, just keep shaking my head.
Yeah.
Endorse yourself.
There's no.
He said, "Oh wait, hold on, man. These things are so." I'm gonna try to scoot this back a tiny bit. It's. I wish there was just a 10-second button. There just never really works. Hold on. The buttons are so small. I want to get that line
Than
in
most
there.
people. Does that make sense?
I'm gonna go very slow. Don't worry. I go here. I roll. Here's the attack.
God.
I'm in a different world, and I do not endorse killing trees to endorse yourself.
What?
Is that real?
That was real. That's totally. I mean, this is him. These are all real things he said.
There's no papers to justify real. Do you understand? And there's no like, I need to say I've done this or that. That's the beauty of being a real, genuine human being.
I love the look on that guy's face. He's like, am I being trolled? What's happening?
Yeah, no, the dude's trying to be like, yeah, I don't need to tell you about my accomplishments because I've accomplished them, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, yeah, but if you accomplish things, there's a paper trail. There's footage of you somewhere doing something of the number of things that you said you're doing. We have zero. We got you dry humping a pelt on a floor, dude. It's not training.
Yeah, I mean, it is so weird.
He's seen me walk.
That's what I was. Oh, that's it right there. That's what I was telling you about.
Oh,
where he's lifting his hand and he literally is taking his hand and saying, "Hold on, I got this, honey. You just don't worry your pretty little head. Sit your sweet ass down."
Around the Holy
His lips.
Land barefoot and not take a slip.
Hold on.
Than most
We
people.
got to hear this. We got to hear that
makes
in its
sense.
entirety. It's so.
I'm gonna go very slow. Don't worry. I go here. I roll. Here's the attack.
I'm in a different world, and I do not endorse killing trees to endorse yourself.
There's no papers to justify real. Do you understand? And there's no like, I need to say I've done this or that. That's the beauty of being a real, genuine human being.
He's seen me walk around the Holy Land barefoot.
Why is he just
And not take a
holding
slip.
the hand?
I'm not selling a product.
Go look at my website
I'm not selling a product.
and go to the website schoolofselfawarenessworldwide.com.
So the goal of School of Self is you need to be selfish.
And if you're looking at my whole, the whole of my business is so broad and so big because I deal with the
Some would say gaping.
Hit like. Hit like, everybody. Hold on. Let's play that again.
Than most people. Does that make sense?
I'm gonna go very slow.
Yeah, we're going to have to watch this in its entirety. Maybe members only. It's too good. There's just too much gold here.
I'm in a different world, and I do not endorse killing trees to endorse yourself.
There's no papers to justify real. Do you understand? And there's no, like, I need to say I've done this or that. That's the beauty of being a real, genuine human being.
He's seen me walk around the Holy Land barefoot and not take a slip.
He's seen me walk around the Holy Land and not slip.
Is that a thing? Like you're supposed to fall?
Yeah, right.
I've never heard that.
I live in the Midwest, so we get like 8 feet of snow 9 months out of the year. I have walked miles in icy snow and not slipped, which I find to be much more difficult than walking around on sand.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess that that a cult leader probably sets his own milestones and his own standards, and he says, when you go to the Holy Land, people typically trip, and if I don't, that means I'm God.
Gotta be.
I've walked through the Holy Land and didn't trip. Wow, I did 3 cartwheels. Beat that.
Right? You see that? I walked the same path as Christ. He stubbed his toe. I didn't.
You know what happened to him afterward? Well, it didn't happen to me.
Check out my hands. They look good, right?
I'm not selling a product.
Go look at my website.
I'm not selling a product.
And go to the website, schoolofselfawarenessworldwide.com.
So the goal of School of Self is you need to be selfish.
And
oh my God. Wow. Hamhead with a very poignant thing to say. This sounds like Dennis doing a sketch on It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
God, yes, it does.
and if
You're
you're
getting the
looking
Dennis
at
system for MMA.
Yes. The Chardy McDennis system of mixed martial arts.
my whole, the whole of my business is so broad and so big because I deal with the human being.
Grip fighting.
So, do it again. Now bring the elbow on top. Now chop. See? So the movement will come.
Missing in action, I wonder, I know you're joking, but I wonder if that was the point he was trying to make, because I still don't know what his point was. Jesus tripped carrying his cross. Not me, though. I'm wondering if that's what he meant. I like, because nothing else makes sense. What an odd thing to say.
I think he just likes playing slap fight with dudes.
That's what it all comes down to. That was the motive. We've all been trying to figure out what his ulterior motive was, and it was playing grab ass with a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
He
convinced me otherwise.
Yeah. He convinced Diego Sanchez of a lot, and there was an OnlyFans involved. You can start doing a little bit of algebra here. I'm pretty sure he might have got some little extras.
So
enough to embarrass Diego Sanchez for sure.
There was one guy who started a whole YouTube channel, and I'm totally serious. If you check out a channel called Jesse on Fire, Jesse, typical spelling. This guy was obsessed with this story and started a channel just to cover this in real time. Like, he started just doing shows on commentary about the week in Diego Sanchez, Joshua Fabia news. He was a huge Diego Sanchez fan and just hated this whole story as it was unfolding. And I'm trying to not spoil anything before we get to it, but ultimately when this story ends, he finds someone who went to college with Joshua Fabia, who just unloads all of these gay stories about him. And he's like, oh, he's totally gay.
Okay.
And he's like, tell me more. And it's pretty funny. He's like, oh, yeah, no, dude, he didn't even hide it. He was super gay. So anyway,
that grab ass thing makes a lot more sense now.
It does.
It really does.
And it's funny because it didn't seem to be Jesse on Fire's motivation, but he was just like, look, this is the only thing I can really come to believe was his motivation, because we just couldn't figure it out. There's so many unanswered questions. He's like, look, if you say he's gay, it just makes the story make a little bit more sense, And I gotta admit, it does.
It does. Yes, it does.
Oh, God.
As if the bad BJJ wasn't bad enough, there's also traditional martial arts.
Sure. Feel where to move your hips, see? There. Move yourself around to real.
Does this look gay?
Mostly.
Find it.
Yeah, it's in the 80th percentile for sure.
Beautiful.
And do you realize they're not actually doing anything? They're just pushing their forearms together, and he's saying, good, good, good. Get sweatier.
And then there's endurance training.
Good.
And now he's just hitting him with a stick.
He's gonna get you. He's gonna get you.
More blood
He's
sport.
gonna get you.
Yes.
Good.
And they call this body hardening.
I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah.
It's not like
just
it's not like a
tenderizing
swing-
him.
Yeah, exactly.
So his theory, or I should say, what he says to explain this in other interviews, is that basically he's trying to, for lack of a better word, create calluses on Diego Sanchez so that he's basically more comfortable getting hit, and that he's more comfortable with taking a punch, and that it doesn't hurt. He believes that it won't hurt as much if you keep hitting the same spot.
So he's trying to give him a torso callus right now.
Right.
Essentially, yes. Or lessen the feeling of certain parts of his body, including his head. It is insane.
I'm starting to see why this guy didn't end up helping him.
Well, guess what? Here's the crazy thing. Diego has yet to lose faith in him. He fights again with him in his corner.
Here, hold this giant boulder.
But with some of these, it's hard to even imagine a use. The Athletic Commission was worried with the
He's
Stone Cold
kicking
Stunner,
a
but this is
balloon.
perhaps a bigger alarm sign.
Why would he record this? If you can trick him into this, fine, go for it.
Again, like, so much of this just doesn't make sense, but that seems to be a real MO of cults and of this guy too, is to record everything. Just record it, because one, if it's positive, or if you think it's positive, then it wins you points when you release it. If it's negative, you control it. Or maybe if it makes somebody else look bad, you can release it to make somebody else, to hinder your enemies. Big Scientology thing too. Scientology has to record everything because that's their motive, is what makes us look good, we release. What doesn't make us look good, we keep.
Suppress
What
it,
makes
yep.
what makes our enemies look bad, we release that. It's a very weird. Honestly, I think it's birthed out of paranoia. But just whatever. I'm so speechless at so much of this.
It's frustrating.
Like I said, from being the Ultimate Fighter winner to cult victim, Diego's fall from grace is a
Okay, Gummi Chainsaw. There you go. Yes, great comparison. In Muay Thai, oh, excuse me, had a burp. They kick bats to kill the nerves in their legs. Yes. So what I believe was Fabia's intention was to take that same principle to other parts of the body, like the stomach and the head. And
I don't know if you should do that with the head, though.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm pretty sure most doctors would say that that wasn't a good idea. Even other MMA fighters, even Conor McGregor was saying, dude, you're taking punches on the head unnecessarily. That's not good. Like, so many people spoke out about this by saying that is stupid. That is terrible. That is terrible advice. And he wouldn't budge. He believed in it. Watch this.
Bizarre story that leaves us with a lot of questions, but at least we can finally stop dreading the final chapter. The 15 minutes of fame are about to be up for School of Self-Awareness. And that's cause enough to celebrate.
2 inches up, 2 inches down. You're gonna inhale, exhale down. So the conqueror
he's straight
ends
trolling
up
these
looking.
I felt like this was important to get the message across of how stupid and how crazy this is.
Like they conquered something. Your guts, which is your universe, which is your web to reality and life. That's why it was connected through your mother before you were even in this form of reality.
What?
I can't make sense of it, but I don't know.
Compete with anyone else, I simply control myself better than anyone else. You're gonna fuck up, and your whole reality is gone. What you understood to be correct will be upside down. I'm working with 2 magics. There's only 2 left in the world, Mike. That's the power. That's magic. Right? That's real shit right there. Awareness has the ability to dissolve anything without force. And this masculine, toxic masculine energy is why you see men building shit all around us in a phallic shape.
I love it. There was no connection to that. There's no dots. I don't even know how the fuck he got there. Oh my God.
And that was part of that 47 minutes where he just was asked the simple question, what is School of Self-Awareness?
Dude, I'm practicing 2 magics.
Magics and awareness, and your body is in your mother before you're ever here, and buildings are in a phallic shape. School of Self-Awareness. This message brought to you by, oh, motherfucker, fuck. I hate when I do that shit. These buttons are so close together. God damn it.
Rock the house, yo. 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 Rock the house, yo.
That's right, it sucks.